Hello everyone, and welcome back to Through the Ages. If you don't know what this is a series where I periodically move through every Minecraft version in hardcore after I've done everything there is to do in a version. And today we have a awesome episode for you guys. As you can see, if you haven't noticed, the dock color is a little different, and that's because there's going to be some building to do in this episode. We are redoing the storehouse that is right in front of us, but you don't get to see that yet. You got to wait till the part of the video where we show that off, because the first part that you guys are going to see is nothing to do with this. Actually, it's one of the long-term achievements we have to do to move to the next version. I was out looking for the deep dark, and we stumbled upon something that I wasn't really expecting to find, so enjoy the clip. Well guys, I was looking for more mountains for goat horns and deep dark biomes, and you know what didn't happen? That. Instead, we found allays. In a really annoying spot. These guys just keep spawning infinitely. Pisses me off, really. I think another one's coming over. Is it? Well, and we won't be able to fly ever again, and I am currently about 10,000 blocks from home. We are, though. Let's get our home compass. I don't think, well, but here they are. And we have them. All right. Come on. Come with me. We're going back home. Now, I quite literally have to carry these guys all the way back, pretty much on walking speed. So, but it's cool that we found them. I'm glad. I haven't been playing for a while just because I've been busy with other videos, editing, and life stuff. But this is like my first day back after like 2 weeks. And, you know, I want to get stuff out for you guys. And I guess this episode is all going to be about my 1,000-block journey to get these allays back. So I guess I'll update you if anything cool happens. We saw a lot of cool stuff. I went diagonally again. This time it was northwest. I may have even went this way before, but there's a lot of this world to explore, and a lot of it I haven't explored. So, we're just gonna walk our way back, because I'm pretty sure even running is too much for them at some points. I was watching, did a little bit of research once I found them to see, okay, what exactly do I need to do? Like, will flying? Will they keep up with flying? I wonder, you know, we could test it over here once we sleep. See if they can follow me, or if it breaks the leads. Nope. Instantly broke the leads. Instantly broke the leads. So, they will somewhat follow me, from my understanding, but not enough. It looks like a boat. Do any of you want to get in the boat? Because I know you can. There we go. Because they can asexually reproduce. You don't need two. I just realistically need to get one back home. So I guess at this point I'm just gonna try to get home. This is just a long journey. I wasn't expecting this, but I only really have to do it once. As long as neither of them die and I get back. I mean, it took me maybe 15 minutes to get out this far. So I'm looking at probably a half hour to an hour walk back. Because, of course, no elytra. I should also put my chest plate on. What just a lovely little adventure we have. So I'll let you guys get back to the rest of the video. And hopefully we make it back with these two guys intact. At least one of them still intact. That's all I want, really. Now, on our way back as we travel with our allays, we ended up running into something else a little weird that I wanted to show you guys. This is just one of the many things of having a world this long and through this many versions. Just kind of stuff like this just happens, and you gotta just accept it. So here's us finding something else. So we're traveling with the allays, of course, and you've probably already seen it, but we're getting pretty close back home, and I spot this. Don't know what this is. We're gonna check it out together. Just some stairs floating in the air. It looks like... Actually, I don't know what it looks like, genuinely. Is there a chest here? There's no chest, so it looks almost like it's the start of a ocean ruins, but the fact that it's just a single floating couple blocks is just part of what adds to the weirdness of the world. What my original inspiration for like doing all the Herobrine lore videos and whatnot is because having a world this old and exploring so much of a single world and far out and generating chunks and new things is that sometimes this shit just happens and I gotta just move on. I gotta be like, you know what? Shit. That's it. We are currently at, negative 3,500, negative 3,500. And we have our home compass, so everything's going good. Just getting these guys back home. See a little break right there we're going through. I'm just skipping over a lot of this stuff. Oh yeah, here we go again. What made this desert in particular spawn so effing weird? No idea, and we probably will never know. And as long as, also I got a new cape. They updated the Java capes, so as you can see there, the 15-year anniversary cape. All right, I'll let you guys get back to the video, and hopefully the next time you see me, I'm back at home. And with that, we are back on the ocean. Just so many blocks to travel with allays, and it was long. It was so long, but eventually we finally see civilization. We finally see it. And here's us getting back home. Guys, do you see this? Do you see what this is? Where's my bed? This is Viewer Village. We have not made it entirely back, but back enough to where I'm happy. Like familiarity, you know, just seeing stuff that we've built in the world is such a nice feeling. These allays, at least I could say, I don't care if they die between here and the main area, but we can say that they existed in something we've built, because this isn't that far away, not really, but we're so close. It's literally like through this jungle, which is like the hell of it all, because these guys do not like going up hills. Water, they're fine. Straight up, they can kind of do. When you start getting like, right here, they start acting up, and you just gotta like stay and just jump and wait for them to respond. Okay, well, I will see you guys very soon, but at least we did it. We're alive. They're both here, which again, miracle. I quite literally, I thought getting the allay would be considered one of like the last things we do in the hardcore 1.19 saga. Guys, seriously, come on. But the fact that it's one of the earliest on things, like, I mean, we found the mangrove and whatnot, but these really, I'm like, okay, there's no way we're gonna find, you know, them, and they're gonna be like 40,000 blocks out. The fact that this was like 10K basically is a godsend. But now we still have to find the deep dark, well, ancient city, I should say. And if we get everything from the ancient city, I mean, we're pretty much done other than building. So like I mean, the fact that I'm sitting here being like, God, are we gonna do, like, it took us, 1.18 took 2 years. And 1.19 is gonna take 6 months. There it is. There's the Hollow Mountain. Okay, we'll be right back. And we're here. We're home. Here are the allays. They're here. We've successfully brought them back. They're a little annoying, so I think we're gonna tie them up somewhere else. Maybe we'll tie them up over here. I don't want them to die. And I'm not sure about mobs. Let's take them to the house, actually. That's where they should go. Are you guys gonna be annoying as fuck the entire time? Jesus, I will say, God. Traveling them here. I was not expecting to do this today. Like, I had other shit planned. I want to start on this a little bit. I took all the screenshots for that. I'm so thankful there was so much of bodies of water in between us and the allays. Okay, but now this opens up a whole new possibility of us doing stuff with allays and redstone. And it doesn't matter that their voices are really annoying. I'm gonna look up more about like allay. I don't think they despawn, especially because they have items in their hands. But I think even then they don't despawn at all. So I haven't really looked at these guys. They're like ghosts of Steve? I have no idea. And they're crystalline, that you breed them with a jukebox and crystals. We'll figure it out. We'll do all that later, but for now, we made it. They're back. Let's go cross them off in the book. Find allay. So we need to find the disc fragments, the echo shards, the ancient city. We need to get frog lights, goat horns, and that's what I went out to look for. Goat horns and the deep dark ancient cities. That's what I'm looking for, not allays. So I guess next time we're going to look out for more allays, and hopefully we'll find the other shit. And then, of course, incorporate all this stuff, which a good amount of this may get incorporated in the next build. But let's get back to the video now that that's done and crossed off. Thank God. And that is one more thing crossed off the list. We successfully did it. They are in the house right now, and they're actually like super annoying. The noises they make are just not fun at all. So they get stuck here until we use them. I mean, these guys are basically just living redstone. So we'll find some project to throw them in and forget that they ever existed. Or maybe one of you comments a name that we could give one of these guys, and then they become like a pet more than living redstone. And before we get into the main event of the video, which is the rebuilding of the storehouse, I just want to show you a little clip that we got of caving, and it's a pretty cool clip. I like it. I hope you guys like it too. So I'm not exactly sure how common of these places are, but this is the second one I've run into, which we are strip mining in our strip mine, our normal strip mine. So if you go all the way back there and then up the stairs, you hit the auto smelter. But we're doing this to try to find the deep dark. We need an ancient city to, you know, finish this update. And I just keep running into these. I ran into one north, which I feel like is just like it shouldn't be. Also, I do have subtitles on. I think I've explained this in the past before, that like I put subtitles on when I'm caving because either A, I'm watching a YouTube video, and B, it makes me be able to find like noises I wouldn't normally be able to hear. Like there's no second guessing the noises anymore. And if, you know, a skulk sensor or a shrieker, God fucking forbid, were to go off, I will be the first to know with I don't know what the fuck I'm listening to, but I do not like that. Did you hear that? I didn't like that it was moving way too fast to be... I guess it could have been a baby zombie? But yeah, so this is the second one I'm running into. I just wanted to, like, show it off, I guess, because we're going to have to build a bridge to keep the strip mine going. Are these just more common now, I wonder? And the new update? Because again, I've been, like, if you think about my career on YouTube, or career in Minecraft even, I really have only ever played the older versions. Like the Caves and Cliffs is like probably less than 1% of my entire time playing Minecraft, and more commonly I'm playing the older version. So I'm really familiar with the older stuff, but I'm not familiar with the newer stuff. And I'm just looking for skulk, or I guess anything cool. Diamonds? I guess not. So onwards we go. I guess it's a cool cave, maybe. Oh my God, that scared me. There's something right there. Yeah, that's the biggest worry, I guess, is stuff falling on us. And I guess now trying not to be scared shitless of thunder. So that's going on above our heads. We're just strip mining. Thought I'd give you guys a little privy into this. I probably will keep the recording going just in Jesus Christ. Just in case I, you know, fall in lava and die and lose the whole world. Might as well have that on camera. Okay, but we are, you know, bottom of the world, looking for deep dark, so hope this is a nice break from whatever we're doing in today's episode. I mean, cave systems like this are pretty cool. I am just very nervous in them, as too much shit spawns in them, especially on hardcore. I know it's like completely irrational, but I'm expecting just to like look over in the corner and like the fucking warden's just looking at me, got spawned in by some mob. Again, completely irrational, but when you've had a hardcore world as long as this and as long as I've had, it's like you don't necessarily freak out, but you just like try to take all the steps necessary to be as safe as humanly possible. It would be fantastic though just to run into an ancient city just so I can like know where it is and prepare. Because realistically, it's like the searching may be more dangerous than actually like looting the place. And we did not end up finding the deep dark. I am still looking. I am still strip mining. It's taking up so much time. I would love to use something like a seed finder for it, but because the world exists in multiple versions, none of those work. So we are just stuck strip mining for the rest of eternity, looking for the ancient cities. Without further ado, let's jump right into the building and, well, first the destruction and then the building of the storehouse. Well, guys, the time has come. The storehouse is getting demolished. This is our last day. We will have it here. It has gone through many changes. We'll have to make a little book for it. Because it was, originally started, it was remodeled 1.7 and 1.10.2, both remodeled. I think the 1.4.7 remodel, I believe, changed the actual structure. I think it was just kind of a square originally. But again, I lost all the screenshots from way back then, and I'm very sad about it. But the 1.10.2 remodel was literally just replacing the roof and the, stone edging here. And now the new model I have for it, which I will show you guys in a bit, is very reminiscent of this design. I try to keep it very true to what this is. We will need a full breakdown. And then I even added one of the buildings that we used to have that got completely demolished. I tried to add a little bit of that to the build, and I think I did a really good job of it, just to sort of commemorate some of the lost builds that we've had. So, without further ado, I'm going to tear this whole place down. Get rid of it all. Sorry, mending villager, but you are getting a new home. And I did have this considered too. He has a space in the new build. So, without further ado, let's chop this bad boy down. And just like that, it is gone. The storehouse that was here for many generations is gone. And now, time to go to our test world and look at the newly built, or at least the design that we're going with, take some screenshots, and then gather the materials to build it over here. And here is sort of what we're going for with the new storehouse. And you can see that I recreated the old one over here as best of my ability just to get the dimensions correct. And then over here we have, of course, the new storehouse and what it's going to be. And then this tower up here, many of you may not notice it, but we're not going with this. This is just me testing out different block colors and whatnot, because that's what these worlds are for. But this tower back here is the same as this one. And this tower was the original potion place, which then was updated. Do I even have a building model for the updated potion place? Let me look real quick. Here it is. This is what we did updating it. So we added on, now given a much larger version of this, and had a little redstone that every night opened water into the underground area, because we built down to craft all our potions. But it was a really ugly build. As you can see right here, this is pretty basic, and also adding this on with this color palette of nether bricks right next to the lapis, it really looked bad. So we got rid of it, tore it all down. Technically, it got hit by a meteorite within the lore of the world, because slime blocks were just added, and I was really looking for a way to add slime blocks to our world. And I was like, what if a meteorite just hits the the thing? So meteorite hit it, destroyed it, big crater. We crafted potions in there for a while, and then we eventually just covered it up and expanded the cemetery right over it. So the One Life Cemetery, and I think I showed that in a previous episode pretty recently, the like hole in the crater, and also you got to see a little bit of it. But that little tower right there, we have incorporated it into the new design for the storehouse, because I feel like the storehouse is such a general location of everything. It's just, it needs some old with the new, and I do like this design. I worked on it for a really long time. Of course, inside we have the place for, you know, reading the books, a little crafting area. This is the hole where I go down to the storeroom. Over here, we still have the furnaces and whatnot. And then over here, we have our specialty blocks, as well as a ladder that goes up. Now, with this beacon, I thought it'd be really cool to put a beacon into this build. But now, knowing the dimensions of everything and where everything is going, like, look at this. You'd go down into the storehouse, and the beacon would be literally in your face. So we're not gonna do the beacon there. We're gonna leave it outside, which in relative location it would be, I think, somewhere along like right here. So, but wait, let's keep going up. Let's keep going up. Going up here, there's some tough blocks. There's some mossy stone. Second floor, we have the records room. Now, I've been talking about this for a while, and it's not fully in yet. This is the prep for it. But when we get the fillable bookshelves, I want to make a book for every project that we've ever done. A book that we can, after each time we do it, we write it in, just so we don't lose track of any of, like, the lore, but also the progress, remembering what we've done, and all that kind of stuff. So this will be, you know, all empty bookshelves with all of our projects we've ever done. And then, like we have with the Enchanted Library, we'll also have little lore books exclusively to certain builds. But this is it for now. We're going to have our active projects here. So instead of having the one main book downstairs with all that like extra project stuff, it's all going to be up here. And I do like this design and whatnot. And the librarian is going to stay up here. And I think as long as we put a door, I'm not sure if he can leave, but that's a different time. And then, of course, we have a nice balcony. I just thought a balcony would look good, and especially if we're flying in, you know, it'll be nice to be able to land second floor if we need to go to the records room, or first floor if we need the crafting and storage. And then finally, I'm not sure what I'm going to put in this room. Maybe you guys can leave some comments down below on what you think. We're going to have a little room up here, final room. Maybe something cool in here, maybe a secret. I don't know. It does need a stair to get in and out of it, but that's it. This is the build. Of course, you saw I was playing around with what would look best, and these prismarine all the way down just don't. They stick out way too much. A lot of stuff sticks out way too much or isn't stone. I want that like stone. I know all blocks like don't have the same like sheen or whatnot, but like wood, even though it has the same, you know, basic texture, whatnot, it almost doesn't have that sheen in my mind's eye that stone does. So using wood up here and the plank texture, like the blue wood, I just don't think would work. So, but that's the build. There's a little back. This is the backside, and I wanted to make a backside that actually was a backside and not just, you know, facing whatever. But yeah, let's go and build this bad boy. And though it is pouring rain, we have done it. It is done, at least the majority of it. We are missing a couple of the railings here, because those require lecterns, and you guys know as well as anyone else, Jesus Christ, you guys know as well as anyone else that all of our books went to the Enchanted Library, so we're just gonna be working on that slowly. I'll go kill some cows, get some leather. But in the meantime, let's take a look at what it looks like from around the area, and then definitely without the rain. But here it is. Those did I put doors there? I did not put doors there. One sec. And there it is in all of its glory, all cleaned up, and I really do like it. Now, of course, the view is obscured a lot by the, thousands of lanterns everywhere, but I think we're actually gonna redo this whole dock area because it's created a weird thing. So, but that's not for right now. For right now, we're looking how it looks and how it fits into the world. And I will say it'll be a little bit greener come the next, time you see it, because we are waiting for a lot of the vines to grow. But I really like it. Of course, like I said, the lecterns we need for that are a little bit just hard to get at the moment, but I'm proud of this. I think this is really good. Some of the techniques that I did, especially with this one, that I thought that the build really needed, was the stripped logs just interspliced throughout the oak log pattern, and as well as the signs. I really sleep on putting signs on builds like this, but it is such a nice way to add just a little bit of depth. Not too much, not crazy, but just enough to like make it stand out. And I don't think it looks too, messy is the right word. And then for the tower, I really liked, ooh, look at this. Some leftover blocks. And my pickaxe gone. For this build, we did the mossy stone, of course, kind of gradient going up. And if you really look, there's a lot less mossy at the top than there is at the bottom, and I feel like that's just how a swamp would be. But the tuff just interspliced every couple of blocks. I really do like that look. I was playing around with a bunch of blocks that go with it, and I definitely think in the newer versions, some of the trial chamber, like polished tuff would be really nice with it, but we don't have access to that. So we're using what we have in 1.19.4. And yeah, this is really it for the outside of the build. I love the overhanging balcony. It adds lights. It's just a great thing. You know what, Hunter? Come on, come over here. I think you've been sitting there for like 30 years. But now, I want you, Hunter, to sit over here. I think the mailbox, too, we're going to put over here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. But all in all, I really like how it looks. The jungle doors, too. So the jungle doors was kind of to match the wood on the dock, but there's one issue. So you come in, love the red floors. Look at that. Forgot to strip those. That's what we're here for. This is our little smelting crafting room. All of these have pressure plates so you can go in and out. This is the start of the tower. Just has a lot of our, crafting blocks. Our main room with our book and a little place to brew some potions. We'll fill this up eventually. This is something new because in the build for the creative world, I didn't really do anything for this because it wasn't realistically there. But now that it, is here at the bottom, I felt like you could fall in really easily. So we put this here to stop it. And this one's a little offset just so you can get in good to start going down. And I think it's good. I think this is a good coverage. I like it. Let's go upstairs. Of course, second floor. And this one is the unfinished one completely. You could see in my creative world, if you remember me showing you guys that there was bookshelves all throughout here, but I want these all to be the empty bookshelves. And these all to be lecterns. So we do need a little bit more time just to fill it all in, and this will be, a next update kind of thing too. And the balcony, like I said, it's great for flying in. If I'm flying in from somewhere else, probably the Hollow Mountain. If I want to go up and look at the records room, wow, that was just a tap of, let's not type in anything. And then if you come up here, click that, click this, you can get onto the roof into our secret room. And I have no idea what we're going to put in here. Like I said earlier, if you guys have any suggestions on what to put in there, then let me know. But this is really the build kind of done. I may redo this entire dock around it. Not the entire island. I do think certain things need to be moved. Like the double doors are here. And it used to line up perfectly with this, but now it doesn't. So I think we're going to definitely move this dock over. Same with this. This dock leading off here doesn't really make sense anymore. It make much more sense leading off of here and then having the lily pads go both ways. This one still works, but this area just feels empty now. But all in all, really like the build. I'm really glad with how it turned out. We'll put a little sign on it for sure. Actually, you could probably do that right now. You know what? Any of these signs don't work. We can always just take one from right here, and we can go over here, and we can... All right, so the Storehouse was established in version 1.1. Technically, the whole world is 1.1. We didn't start in version 1.0, and I think I've explained that several times, but always good to go over that. But yes, version 1.1, and it was remodeled in 1.4.7, version 1.10.2, and now version 1.19.4. So one of the most remodeled buildings. I'm wondering if the library tops it or if that's not it. Because technically, the three oldest buildings in this area, when we first came and, you know, founded this area, it was the Storehouse, my house, the Enchanted Library, and that was really it. It wasn't until later that we decided to do, you know, the... Okay, we're not gonna swim fast because why not? Decided to do the crypts, which actually did get a remodel, which is crazy, and that's why they kind of look ugly and why we don't really talk about them that much. The house itself, because the Storehouse originally was my house, I'm pretty sure. And when we decided to build this one in 1.3.2, come on, say I'm right, Yeah, 1.3.2. When we did this in 1.3.2, this became the Storehouse, and this became our real house. The mines, I'm wondering if we have anything for them. Because the redstone elevator, of course, is 1.16.5 and remodeled in 1.18. That's because of the copper remodel. But I guess we kind of got rid of it. The mine that used to be right here, maybe over there, I don't know, the mine's entrance, we covered up. That whole thing is gone and not accessible anymore. And then finally, this was remodeled. Oh, we don't even say this was remodeled because this was a full new rebuild, and we kind of didn't like the old name of it. But yeah, so out of all the remodels, I'm wondering if, because this has 3 remodels in it, I'm wondering if this has more than 3. It looks like it does. So yeah, we really have just been changing up the world and everything. But I like it. I definitely want you guys' opinions on the top room and anything else you think we should add to this build. But for that being said, I think we're all done with this build, guys. And here is the finished product. Yes, as you can see, we ended up putting in the lecterns up top, and we replaced the entire, you know, deck and dock area with the mangrove wood, and I really like how it looks right now. Of course, we replaced a bunch of these lanterns. I went with this is one of the only places, other than, like, the house over there, that includes fences. I know there's a few over there, but I had originally planned to do it, like, through all of this stuff, and then just ended up not because, I got kind of bored. So that little area over there also has fences normal. But because we redid this with the new wood, I thought we should do a dark oak fence, and I do really like how it, like, contrasts. And then as well as, instead of I had the dock stay the same with their trapdoors, but I put the mangrove trapdoors on these, and I really like how it looks, the little circle pattern. But yeah, so this is it. We got the dock area done, you know, replanted the farm, expanded some of these, changed some of the docks too. So this dock now perfectly lines up with these doors. This dock over here lines up with this door, and then the dock over here, we had to slightly move over to line up with these doors, just to add a little bit of consistency because it was all over the place. The only part I don't really like about this is this area right here, but, you know, I'll get over it. I'm always way too critical of myself. But yeah, nothing really changed inside. I believe this was on camera. I'm pretty sure this was on camera. But pretty much the same, except for that we got, of course, the lecterns and even these lecterns over here. I just went out, killed a bunch of cows, came back and did it. So yeah, this is a finished build. I'm gonna put a little stamp of finished on this. Still, this room is still blank. It is what it is. And then if we fly up, oop, any lights are on. If we fly up and look at it, I do like how it looks from the air. The red is going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I like it. I don't dislike it. And I know that's like sounds like me trying to convince myself, but I genuinely I like this build. I think it fits really nice. I like the red. It's something new. And all in all, I'm excited to use this bad boy. We still have the villager trapped way down at the bottom level, but he's going to stay there for a bit until I can figure out how to get him upstairs and locked away. Lock him away in the tower. But that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please go hit that like and subscribe button. It just helps me out to know that you like this kind of content that I'm putting out and want to see more, because I want to keep making more for you guys. And with that being said, I hope you all have an actually good day, and I will see you all on the next episode.